Have you ever noticed something strange about money? At a certain point, it stops feeling like something you earn and starts feeling like something that produces more of itself. And most people never reach that point because there's a hidden financial tipping point almost nobody talks about, where your relationship with money quietly flips. Not when you become rich, but when your money starts working harder than you do. Let me explain. The illusion most people believe. Most people think wealth builds in a straight line. Make a little more money leads to live a little better, leads to save a little more, leads to repeat. So in their mind, $10,000 is progress, $100,000 is success, $1 million is just more of the same. But that's the mistake. Because money doesn't scale linearly. It compounds, and compounding doesn't just grow your balance, it changes your identity in the economy. The real shift happens at scale. Let's look at something simple. If you invest money and earn roughly 7% annually, $10,000 to about $700 per year, $50,000 to about $3,500 per year, $1 million to about $70,000 per year. Now pause for a second. That last number changes everything, because suddenly your money isn't just growing, it's producing a full income stream without your time. That's where the shift happens, not in your balance, in your dependency on work. From earner to owner. Below this level, your life is powered by labor. You work, you get paid, you survive, you repeat. But once your investments generate real income, something subtle changes. You stop being someone who survives off income and becomes someone who lives off capital. And that changes how you think in almost every way. Risk feels different when the numbers get big. At $20,000 invested, a market drop is annoying. At $1 million invested, the same percentage drop becomes emotionally heavy. Not because you suddenly changed, but because the stakes feel real at scale. A small percentage becomes a large, life-impacting number. This is why most people assume wealth makes you more aggressive. In reality, it often makes you more selective. You stop chasing risk. You start managing exposure. The psychological twist nobody expects. Here's something surprising. People often assume hitting financial freedom feels like relief, and partly it does. But there's another side nobody talks about. You become aware daily of large fluctuations in your net worth that used to take you years to earn. That creates a strange psychological shift. You don't think in paychecks anymore, you think in swings, and your mindset becomes less about making money and more about not losing what's already compounding, when work becomes optional. Before this stage, work is survival. After this stage, work becomes strategy. You're no longer asking, how do I afford my life? You start asking, what kind of work is worth my time? That changes everything. You negotiate differently. You walk away more easily. You take career risks. Others can't. You stop accepting situations out of fear. Not because you stopped caring about money, but because money is no longer your only safety system. The hidden advantage of capital. Once you reach this level, new doors open quietly. Access to better lending opportunities, entry into investments with high minimums, ability to buy assets during downturns, flexibility to act quickly when opportunities appear. This is where wealth stops being savings and becomes a tool set. A system that interacts with other systems. The biggest mental shift. Time. This is where things really change. When you're building wealth, time feels expensive. Every hour not spent earning feels like delay, but once your money produces meaningful income, time starts to feel different. You stop asking, how do I maximize every hour? And start asking, what do I actually want to do with my hours? Because now, time, not money, becomes the scarce resource, the real threshold most people miss. Here's the truth. The $1 million mark isn't magical because of the number itself. It's powerful because of what it represents. A point where your money becomes self-sustaining, your decisions become optional, your risks become calculated, your time regains value. It's not about becoming wealthy, it's about becoming unforced. Final thought. Most people think wealth is about reaching a number, but the real transformation is internal. It's when money stops being something you chase and becomes something that quietly works in the background while you decide how to live. And once you see that shift clearly, you never think about money the same way again.